So what we're doing today is a activity that will help you produce neater stitches. So if you are a beginner or intermediate, or if you just simply recognize where your stitches could be, if you're having problems with your tension, being consistent with one tension, this would be really wonderful for you. It's also a really good way to practice your foundation stitches. What the activity basically consists of is we're going to make a foundation row with several different heights of stitches. So we will be beginning, with a single foundation stitch, and then we will do a half double crochet foundation stitch. We will follow that with a double crochet foundation stitch, and we will end with a with a treble stitch. These are US terms, by the way. We will then do another treble foundation stitch, and we will work back down the heights of the stitches. So without further ado, the first thing that we're going to do is make a slip knot using whatever preferred method you use. And we are going to start off by chaining 2. And we are going to create our first single crochet foundation stitch by going into the second chain from the hook, yarning over and pulling up 1 loop. You're then going to yarn over and pull through the first loop of the 2 on your hook, leaving you with 2. And you're going to complete this by yarning over and pulling through both loops on your hook. You will now yarn over and you will go back into the first chain you made. I do recommend, if you have not watched my foundation stitch videos, if you find that you're confused at any point, that you go back through those. I will link them in the description box below. So just to go back, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the last chain made, yarn over, pull up 1 loop, yarn over. You have 3 loops on your hook. Pull through the first of the 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 remaining to complete your half double crochet foundation stitch. For this one, we're going to do a double crochet foundation stitch, and we're going to do that by yarning over, inserting our hook into the last chain stitch made, yarning over and pulling up 1 loop. We now have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and make our next chain by coming through the first loop on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, which completes our double crochet. This time you're going to yarn over twice. You're going to insert your hook into the last foundation chain made, yarn over and pull up 1 loop. You should now have 4 stitches on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first of those 4, which is going to leave you still with 4. We will now complete the treble crochet stitch by yarning over and pulling through 2, a total of 3 times. And 3. So like I stated at the beginning, we will actually be doing 2 trebles in a row. So we're going to yarn over twice. We're going to insert our hook into the last chain, foundation chain we made, yarn over and pull up 1 loop, yarn over and pull through the first to make our next chain, and then we're going to complete our treble by yarning over and pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2, for a total of 3 times. Yarn over once. We are now going back down the heel, and we are going to yarn over and go into the last foundation chain we made, yarn over and pull up 1 loop, yarn over and pull through to make the first loop to make our next chain stitch. That's your next chain stitch, and then we're going to complete our double crochet by yarning over and pulling through the two loops at a time twice. Now we're going to yarn over and complete a half double crochet foundation stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up 1 loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop to make our next chain, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops remaining on your hook. Now we're going to do a single crochet foundation by inserting, so we aren't yarning over, inserting our hook, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first, which leaves us with 2, and complete our single crochet as such. So now we have a shape similar to this, and what we're going to do at this point is yarn over, and we're going to actually start to go back up. So we're going to yarn over and complete a half double crochet foundation stitch, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. And now a double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first of 3, and then complete your double crochet. And now we're back to our treble. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook after yarning over twice, and then we're going to make our next chain by yarning over and pulling through the first loop on the hook, and then we complete our treble. And we're going to do one more treble. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up 1 loop. You now have 4. Yarn over, pull through the first of the 4, which still leaves you with 4, and then complete your treble crochet stitch. And we're going to go back down the heel again. So we're going to yarn over once. We're going to go into the last foundation chain we made, yarn over and pull up 1 loop, yarn over, pull through to make our next foundation chain, and then we're going to complete our double crochet. Okay? And then we're going to yarn over, and now it's time for us to do a half double crochet. So we're going to insert into our last chain as always. We're going to yarn over and pull through the first loop, and we're going to yarn over and complete by pulling through the remaining 3 loops on our hook. And now we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet, and we're going to yarn over and pull up 1, leaving 2, and we're going to complete our single crochet by yarning over and pulling through the last 2. Now you see that we have 2 heels that are completed. Okay, so you can work as long as you like. What I'm going to do is actually go up to the next row just so that you have a guide on how to continue practicing. And what we're going to do is something a little bit different. So we're going to chain up 3, okay, and you're going to turn your work, yarn over twice, and we're going to work a treble into our first stitch, and we're going to pretty much work backwards. So now we have a treble, and we are going to do a double next. So you're going to work down. You're just starting at the end. So we did treble, double, half double crochet, and then a single crochet. And then this is going to be our half double crochet, and we have a single crochet. And then we're going to go back up. So now we have a half double crochet, and then a double crochet, and then a treble crochet. And then we're going to work back down. So the next stitch will be a double crochet, and then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. And then again, we're going to go work back up. So we have a half double crochet next, we have a double crochet next, and then we have a treble crochet, and back down. So we have a double crochet, and we have a half double crochet. So this is what your piece, your work is looking like. Now, one of the things that you will notice is that you're practicing all your stitches. You're practicing your foundation stitches. If you think you need more practice with your foundation stitches, you can continue to work this direction before you turn. You will also notice, so in crochet, I know, it's usually, now it's like a train of thought, or it depends on your preference. But just so you know, in terms of historically, in crochet, your turning chain is actually just to raise the height of the row, and in this case we're going to do a chain 3, and then we're going to actually work that treble into the first stitch. Now 4, I'm going to do one more row, and it really doesn't matter what stitch you start on, just make sure you're doing them in order of height. So let's say I did a single crochet, I would chain 1 and turn my work, and I would work a single crochet into this first stitch, a half double into the next stitch, a double into the next stitch, and a treble into the next stitch. And then you always want to work back down. So you don't want to go from a treble to a single, basically. So then I'm going to do a double crochet. I'm going to do a half double crochet. And I'm going to do a single crochet. And then I'm going to work back up. So now I'm back at a half double crochet, a double crochet, and a treble crochet. Back down, So I'm at a half, I'm sorry, I'm at a double crochet. I'm now at a half double crochet. And I am at a single crochet. And to finish off the row, I'm going to do a half double crochet, a double crochet, and that's the end of that row. So you end up with something that is shaped like this. I might implement this into a design. It's really cute. But this is a wonderful way to practice your stitches as well as to get neater with your stitches. Now at any point, if you want to switch this up, the whole point of this is a swatch, and it's to get you consistent. So for instance, if you wanted to go across a whole row and do single crochets, you could go across and do single crochets, and then you could do another row where you go all the way across and you only do half double crochets. I actually definitely recommend this if you also want to work on your speed as well as your neatness. You want to get into the practice of swatching. Swatching is a wonderful way to consistently do a stitch, and your speed increases. The only way to improve your neatness and increase your speed, they both have the same solution, and that is to crochet, and never expect less than where you're trying to be. By that I mean, if you look back at your work, and that's side note, you should absolutely always be stopping and looking at your work. So after I finish this row, what I'm going to do is lay my work out. I constantly lay my work out. I want to see how it looks. I want to see if I like how it looks. I want to see if I want to change something. If it can be better, if I think that I didn't put my best foot forward, if I think it could be neater, then I will take it down. Let's see. And you will definitely notice. I definitely recommend that you keep your swatches. I think it's important that you see your progress. You see how far along you've come. You see where you started from. And it can help when you feel like you're wasting your time to be able to have something to pull out, lay down, and look at and say, you know what, this is where I was, and I'm so much further than I was at this point. So this is what we ended up working with. You can see the heel lines here. And then these are my rows of single crochet, and then a row of half double crochet, and you could absolutely continue doing this and repeating this sequence. The more you do it, the faster you will get. The more you do it, the neater you will get. I guarantee it. The more you do it, the faster you will get. The more you do it, the neater you will get. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope, if there's someone that that's looking for something, just a quick activity, something they can do, definitely please share this with them. If you haven't subscribed and you find value in what I offer and my authenticity, then please, by all means, hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, till next time, I love you. Peace, love, and light.